guys, we're Will and Gab, two French Canadians traveling with our self-converted van, Cherry. We're out here hoping to convince you that nothing gets more perfect than if it's perfectly good for you. In that idea, we're bringing you more budget-friendly tips to help you experience great adventures of your own. Happy Saturday, people!
Hi guys!
So here we are again, bringing you a new video before we hit the road, all winter van life related. So a lot of you had questions about our insulation and how we manage the cold on the road without a heater.
Yeah. So,
we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are bringing you 8 tips for winter van life.
Of course, we're not living full-time during wintertime here in our van, but safe to say that we've had a bit of experience in cold winter conditions because we live in Canada, you know.
Yeah, a few minus 18, 19 Celsius degree at night.
Without a heater,
yeah.
as Gab said.
For sure, if you are living full-time, well, we would want to have a heater if we were living full-time during winter time, for sure, because it just gets very difficult to manage like daily chores and it's hard for your system on the long term. But if you're traveling and you're doing a week or two at that weather, here are tips to manage around cold weather.
Yeah. So let's get into it.
Number 1. So first thing you can do to help manage with the cold is when you build your van, make sure it has a good insulation. So first thing we did for the floor, very important. Some might not want to insulate the floor, but heat is coming up, so you want to block some cold from outside. We used foam on the floor. It's an R7, so the higher the number, the higher the insulation is. It's big, thick. It's almost like 2 inches. For sure we are losing a bit of space, but I'm sure it makes a difference. For the walls and the ceiling, we used some spray foam. I know insulation is a touchy subject for van building. You all have your opinions. Well, the main thing to remember is to, whatever you take, just insulate your van as much as possible. So we know spray foam sometimes people want to have more natural products. Anyway, it works very well. We love it. We also added some mineral wool that we had left in between the cedar slats and the ceiling at some places, so that adds some insulation, and very focused on the ceiling. Again, heat is coming up, so if you want to keep that heat that you're going to produce in the van from your body, from anything, you want to have a well-insulated ceiling.
Number 2 is that you want to block off as much as you can your living space from the exterior. So you want to have some thick curtains or window covers to block your back windows. You also want to block off completely the cabin in the front where you drive. So we have, again, some big curtains. Some people will do some window covers for the front, but we found that was more expensive. So just by blocking those with thick insulated curtains works great for us. As well, it's important to remember to block off your fan if you have one. You should have one. But anyways, your fan is a big hole in your van and heat goes up, so if you don't block that, well, you're just gonna lose all your heat. So we bought this simple fan cover, on Amazon, but there's plenty of other options as well out there. And remember, if you have some side windows, try to block them as much as you can as well.
Number 3. So make sure you have something on your floor, even though you've insulated it, yeah. A carpet really makes the difference. Like if I'm standing directly on the floor or on the carpet, I'll definitely feel the difference. So in the morning, in the night, when you go to the toilet, you want a carpet. Also, make sure you have good socks. Good socks or good slippers as well, just to add more comfort. Yeah.
Number 4. After a day of driving or just after a day of activities, when you come back inside, either before or after supper, before going to bed, go out for a walk. That will get your blood pumping. You'll get some movement in and be more active. And when you'll come back inside, you'll see that the van feels way warmer because you're just hidden from the elements and the wind and everything. So just that is a great positive before going to bed.
Also, you get your blood pumping. So, you said it. Sorry.
Okay, so number 5. After you've taken your long walk outside, you can come back in and then you can change into some dry clothes before going into bed because humidity is like the enemy when it's cold out. So you want to be dry, you want to change your socks, you want to change your pants and your top, of course, and the dry clothes will just make you feel so much comfortable and like somewhat cleaner. Anyways, yeah. So change into dry clothes and then go straight into bed.
Alright, so make sure you have lots of blankets. It's obvious, but for sure, choose your fabrics wisely as well. So not just many blankets, but we have like a duvet. What is a duvet? It's a
duvet.
Duvet. Well, so we have the cover is very warm. We also have this very heavy blanket as well, some with wool. So yeah, blankets that are really gonna keep you warm. You can also insert a sleeping bag, a sub-zero sleeping bag as well. So we always have one in the garage just in case. Never too many blankets. Another item that is very nice to have is this hot water bottle. So you can, well, you don't need electricity, anything to use it. You only need to boil some water and you can just put it in your sheets and blankets before going to bed. Keep your feet warm. Just make sure it's well closed for leaks.
Alright, finally, if you follow the 7 tips that we've mentioned before, you'll have an amazing night. But watch out in the morning, because you're going to be all comfy and cozy, but the rest of the van is going to be freezing cold, and you won't be able to get out of the bed and like cook breakfast or whatever. So what we suggest is just to hop out of bed and start driving. So after that, you'll drive for an hour or two and stop for breakfast later when the van is warmed up. So that was the tips. Alright guys, we hope you enjoyed these tips and found them useful, of course. So if you have some questions or anything else, you can leave them in the comments. By the way, thank you for 300 plus subscribers. Yeah. We never mentioned it, but we've passed that, so yay!
Thanks! So stay warm and stay cozy on the road, and we'll see you next week
when we'll be in the United States. So definitely stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe, and see you next week. Bye!